taking too many shots. You've got an entire bench here with better players watching her suck. So you know that these players that are sitting there going, this is great. We're getting fucking blown out, and this chick can't even hit a layup. Great. She barely gets a rebound. Great. And so Angel Reese is playing thinking about her team hating her guts. That's why she plays so shitty.
The WNBA just erupted. Angel Reese's intense rivalry with Caitlin Clark hit a breaking point last night, and the aftermath is explosive. A hard foul, a near brawl, and a stunning benching later, the Chicago Sky has reportedly suspended Reese indefinitely. Was the suspension justified? Or is this just another example of the league punishing passion while turning a blind eye elsewhere? The drama is far from over, and we're breaking it all down. Smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe for the boldest WNBA takes you won't find anywhere else.
Too strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark wasn't about to let Angel Reese score easy, period. With a no-nonsense shove, she sent Reese flying, drawing a flagrant foul that had fans erupting. The refs called it unnecessary contact, but Clark didn't flinch. It's basketball, she seemed to say. Take the free throws or get up and play. But Reese wasn't having it.
Caitlin Clark afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away.
The moment Reese hit the floor, her face twisted into pure fury. She lunged at Clark like a woman possessed, shouting, "You're crazy! What the hell are you doing?" Teammates had to physically hold her back, but the damage was done. The instant, cameras caught every second, Reese's rage, Clark's icy calm, and the refs scrambling to stop a full-blown brawl.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know? If you don't, either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, you know, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just...
This wasn't just a hard foul, it was a statement. Clark, the rookie phenom, wasn't backing down. Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, wasn't about to take any disrespect. And the WNBA, they just got the viral moment they've been chasing. But at what cost?
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're complying with everything that's going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation.
The Chicago Sky coaching staff had seen enough. Before Reese could escalate things any further, they pulled her, not for a quick breather, but for the rest of the game. The message was clear: sit down and cool off. But Reese's reaction said, it all clenched fists, a death glare aimed at Clark, and a spot on the bench that felt more like a toddler's timeout chair.
These teams met 4 times a season ago. Fever took 3 of them. Every single meeting had a feeling of elevated competition.
Fans erupted. Was this an overreaction or long overdue? Reese has been walking the line between competitive fire and unchecked rage for months, but this time, the league wasn't letting it slide. Social media lit up with hot takes. She's being targeted. No, she's a liability. Meanwhile, Clark just kept hooping, cool, composed, and dropping a triple-double while Reese sat and stewed.
This team on both ends of the floor at the 4 position.
She has been a key cog on championship team.
The optics were brutal. A star player benched and humiliated on national TV, while her rival stole the spotlight. If this was a power move by the Sky, it may have backfired. Now questions are swirling, and Reese's future with the team hangs in the balance.
3. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark.
Just hours after the game, reports broke. Angel Reese has been suspended indefinitely. The Chicago Sky front office labeled it conduct detrimental to the team, but insiders say it runs deeper. From trash-talking opponents to clashing with odd coaches, Reese's repeated outbursts have worn thin, and after last night's meltdown, the Sky decided they'd had enough. Reese's camp is furious, calling the suspension a witch hunt. But the league isn't backing down. The WNBA has been eager to shed its no-drama image, just not like this. Sponsors are nervous, fans are divided, and Reese's career now stands at a crossroads. Was this the last straw, or will she come back stronger? One thing's clear. Caitlin Clark won the battle, and maybe the war. While Reese faces consequences, Clark's stock keeps rising. The WNBA's new era is here, messy, unapologetic, and must-watch TV.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
This wasn't just a one-time clash. It was years in the making. From their NCAA showdowns to draft night eyes locked on each other, Reese and Clark have always been oil and water. Reese once mocked Clark's signature, "You can't see me," taunt. Clark answered by dropping 40 points on her team. The tension was always simmering, but last night it finally boiled over.
Here's Clark, 4 seconds left. Clark fires. You bet!
Reese's supporters say Clark disrespected her with that foul. Clark's fans argue Reese can't handle physical play. The truth, both are right. Reese plays with a chip on her shoulder, and Clark knows exactly how to poke the bear. But when the bear bites back, the league always ends up blaming the bear.
By 2 players, and Clark picked up the foul. Reese off on a 3. Vandersloot gives it up. Reese given some space. Barges in.
Here's the real controversy. Would Caitlin Clark face the same punishment? When Clark trash talks, she's seen as confident. When Reese does it, she's labeled classless. The racial undertones here are impossible to ignore, and fans are speaking out. Reese isn't the first player to lose her cool. Draymond Green punches guys weakly and still plays. But when a black woman shows emotion, suddenly she's the problem. The WNBA has a history of policing players like Reese more harshly, and this suspension reeks of hypocrisy. But here's the flip side. Reese did charge at Clark. If the roles were reversed, would the backlash be even worse? The league is walking a tightrope, and Reese might be the one who ends up paying the price.
Saturday and now the investigation of possible hate speech.
Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA and our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
How did it affect you Saturday, trying to do your job, trying to play, and having this going on simultaneously?
Angel Reese's future in the WNBA just got murky. What began as a heated on-court moment has snowballed into a full-blown controversy, threatening her brand, her reputation, and maybe even her spot on the roster. Sponsors are watching closely. Some are nervous, while others are waiting to see if this turns into a redemption story. For Reese, every move from here on out could either cement her stardom or trigger her downfall.
Yes, it was. This feels very familiar. Very good to be back. Very happy.
Did you ever think you'd be wearing these colors again?
I always leave the door open. You just never know. Obviously Chicago is a very special place to me. I was drafted here. I will never close the door on them. So to be back in it, I'm not that surprised, and it feels right.
When you got selected in free agency, one of the things that you said on ESPN was that Angel and Camilla were not.
The Chicago Sky now face a franchise-defining decision. Do they stand by their young star and weather the media storm, or make an example of her to send a message to the rest of the league? One insider put it bluntly: she's too talented to release. But right now, she's a PR wildfire. Reese's skill on the court is undeniable, but her temperament is under the microscope like never before.
We know there are always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark and Angel.
Ironically, this could be Angel Reese's defining moment. Think Draymond Green, Dennis Rodman, even Conor McGregor. The sports world loves a polarizing figure. If Reese embraces the villain role and backs it up with dominant play, she could become the face of the WNBA, whether the league likes it or not. But push too far without results, and she risks becoming a cautionary tale.
This foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
While Reese and Clark remain mostly silent, the internet is anything but quiet. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, these platforms have become battlegrounds. Reese's fans are rallying hard, posting throwbacks, free Angel hashtags, and hyping her as the league's misunderstood queen. On the flip side, Clark's loyalists are flooding feeds with slow-mo clips of the incident, sarcastic captions, and Reese got cooked edits.
Able to do a little bit is ride like a stationary bike, just to kind of keep the blood flowing and things of that nature, keep the momentum, the flexibility as much as possible. In the knee. But it's definitely, I'm not a guy that likes to sit around.
The same.
I have a lot of energy.
Even NBA stars are weighing in. LeBron dropped a cryptic tweet. Sometimes fire forges greatness. Sometimes it burns bridges. Fans are dissecting every emoji, every like, every repost. The WNBA's engagement numbers are through the roof. But it's a double-edged sword. What started as rivalry-fueled fun is now flirting with full-blown toxicity.
Okay, so you have 13 teams. Are you planning to expand to more now?
Yeah, so we've announced team 14 and 15 in Toronto and Portland, and we have a process right now for additional teams where we have a lot of demand and a lot of ownership groups around the country interested.
The league is caught in the crossfire. Punish Reese too harshly, and they risk alienating millions who see her as a symbol of unapologetic confidence. Don't punish her, and they risk losing control of the narrative. There's no easy win here, just a delicate balancing act. The real question is the WNBA ready for the kind of chaos that comes with true stardom?
Exception to. So initially, Angel pushes Natasha Howard. Caitlin Clark points out the no call. Then she applies a hard foul on Reese. Reese gets up right away.
The Reese-Clark saga has pulled back the curtain on a bigger question. What exactly is the WNBA trying to be? On one hand, they want intensity, competition, and personality. On the other, they punish players who step outside the bounds of polite. Professionalism. You can't market passion, and then suspend it when it gets loud.
Now look at it, take it at Reese. Oh, what a move! Boston can't finish the first time, nor the second.
Now, other players are nervous. Do they dial back their energy? Fake smiles to avoid scrutiny? The message is confusing. Be fierce, but not too fierce. Be authentic, but only if it's clean and quiet. For a league desperately searching for its identity, this moment feels like a fork in the road.
And back iron it off, long rebound Vandersloot. Vandersloot gives it up, Reese giving some space.
The real danger isn't Reese's mixed messaging. Fans are tuning in for more than just clean plays. They want messy rivalries, jawing, raw emotion, and drama. But if the league punishes every flash of fire, it risks sanitizing itself into irrelevance. Until leadership figures out what kind of product they're selling, moments like this will keep shaking the foundation.
Start with you. You guys, they shot under 30% from the field. You guys were up comfortably most of the second half. What did you like about what you guys did defensively and how it limited them today?
I thought we were disruptive. I thought we came with a level of physicality. Anytime you can keep a team in this league to under 20 points in quarters, that's important. They didn't get a lot of clean catch and looks.
While the storm rages around her, Caitlin Clark has said nothing, and that silence is deafening. No posts, no quotes, no clapbacks, not even a word after the game. Yet her response was crystal clear. A stat sheet masterpiece and a dominant team win. No drama, just business.
Caitlin, Atlanta took 36 threes in their first game. You obviously are a fan of shooting from deep. Is there a point in your development you realized how important shooting or long-range play would be important to either you or the future of how basketball is going?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the evolution of basketball. I don't think it was like any moment.
In some corners, fans are calling it karma, saying Reese's aggression backfired, while Clark, ever the composed assassin, let her game do the talking. Others argue it's all calculated. Clark knows the media's already on her side and doesn't need to stoke the fire. Either way, the optics favor her. She's the calm in the chaos, the rising tide while others flail.
Here's Caitlin casually walking across half court. And without any warning.
Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo!
I mean, come on.
But here's the twist. Without Reese, does Clark still shine the same? Every great star needs a rival. Jordan had the Pistons, Serena had Sharapova, and Clark has Reese. If that dynamic disappears, the league loses its edge, and Clark loses. The perfect foil. The WNBA better hope Reese comes back swinging, because this rivalry sells.
Implementing what we want to do and be who we are. We understand that nothing that's happened in the past, good or bad, impacts what we're doing moving forward, and that's with any team. That we're coming in just like the other 12 teams.
Depending on who you ask, the suspension was either completely justified or an embarrassing overreach. Supporters of the punishment point to player safety and league precedent. You can't just charge someone mid-play. They argue that's not passion, that's dangerous. From their perspective, the WNBA made the right call, even if it was a tough one.
Coaches and new players is something I was super excited for. I had a good offseason, and we did a great job getting the players that we wanted. So just gelling together at the right time. Training camp has been amazing. The vibes, the energy. I don't think we had a day where the energy was bad. We didn't get better. So I'm just super excited. I'm looking forward to it.
On that note, Tyler, you've talked a lot about the culture change this year. And Tyler was referencing the team meeting that you guys had last night.
Critics, however, are outraged. A fine? Sure. Maybe even a one-quarter benching. But a full game or more. That feels excessive. Especially when other players have gotten away with similar behavior with just a slap on the wrist. They believe the league overreacted to avoid a media firestorm, only to create an even bigger one. At the end of the day, this was never just about one foul. It was about optics, precedent, and control. Reese didn't just bump a player. She bumped into a system desperately trying to maintain its polished image. And when the dust settled, she was left holding the bag.
First year, I had a great first year. Obviously things that I want to continue to work on, but you can see on Rival, just being able to stretch the floor more. And I think Coach Tyler he's done a great job putting that confidence in me, being able to take long shots. Obviously, I probably didn't see too much, but just being able to take long threes, being able to dribble and get the rebound and push and do a lot of those things. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that this year.
How was Lisa Leslie able to help you with your finishing skills?
This isn't just a viral moment, it's a cultural flashpoint. Your voice counts, so speak up. Was Angel Reese unfairly targeted, or did the WNBA finally draw a line? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let the league hear what the fans really think.
Her catching around that 15-foot area. Clark
connects! The first logo bomb of the season from Caitlin Clark.
Smash that like button if you think Caitlin Clark got off easy. Hit share if you believe Angel Reese was unfairly singled out. And don't forget to subscribe. This rivalry isn't cooling down. It's only heating up. We're tracking every twist, every tweet, every showdown. This story is still unfolding, and your engagement shapes the narrative. The WNBA sees the numbers. They know who's trending. So whether you're Team Clark, Team Reese, or just here for the fireworks, your voice fuels the fire.
McKinley working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Low.
This isn't just about two players. It's about a league facing an identity crisis. The WNBA wants to be edgy yet clean, emotional but controlled, explosive but safe. But in trying to please everyone, they risk pleasing no one.
When I'm sleeping at night, I want to be able to make money still. I want to know that like when I stop playing this sport, because it does stop one day.
First team All-American Angel.
The Reese-Clark clash has shown us what the league could be. Dramatic, electric, raw, and real. But instead of embracing that chaos, they're trying to clamp down on it. Fans can sense the hesitation. The league feels stuck in limbo. Part sports, part politics, all confusion. Until the WNBA comes to terms with its true identity, this cycle of chaos will keep repeating. But maybe that's not a bad thing. Right now, everyone's watching and talking. If the league can weather this storm, it might just emerge stronger than ever. One thing's for sure, this war is far from over.